Hi, my name is Frank Jimenez, and I'm with Kevin Pro Software. So I thank you for joining us today. Every day at 3 p.m., we will have, that's 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we will have live demos such as this one covering various aspects of Cabinet Pro. Cabinet Pro Software is designed to take the manufacturer from three-dimensional design to two-dimensional elevations, dimensioned elevations immediately, to bidding, various forms of bidding, cutlass reports, material reports, directly to panel optimization, either panel optimization for a panel saw and or panel optimization for a CNC router, and finally to CNC itself. Now today we're going to be covering cutlass reports with a short video, and then after the video, make sure you stay here because we're going to go over some more details of how our cutlass reports can be customized to give the data and the appearance of exactly what you might want it to do. And also, during the video, even now or during the video or after the video, make sure you write any questions that you might have over here in the chat that we might be able to answer on the fly or later on with a telephone call. And speaking of telephone calls, we all know that this particular form of communication is not the greatest, but it is what it is. The best type of communication between us is for us to have either a face-to-face meeting or at least a telephone call, a telephone meeting with each other in order to discuss your specific needs, your specific requirements, and what you need in a program. So after the video or after the show or whatever is convenient for you, feel free to give us a call at our office here in Las Vegas, and we'll be more than happy to set up a time to not just speak with you on your needs, but also talk to you about scheduling a test drive so you can see exactly how the program would operate under your requirements. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the video on cutlass reports, and again, afterwards, don't go anywhere because we will continue to talk about more details of how Cabinet Pro and Door Pro produce cutlass reports.
Our Cutlass Report Editor allows you to create as many reports as you wish, and then customize each one of them by telling Cabinet Pro what information you want displayed, what kind of dimensions you want to view, either inches or millimeters, or even both on the same report. You can define your accuracy so that the units you choose here will be displayed. For example, if you don't wish to see 30 seconds, then choose 16ths instead, and your report will show heavy or light designations. Cabinet Pro's ability to convert this cabinet and up to 2,500 cabinets per job to generate accurate and fast cut lists, door reports, and drawer reports formatted according to your custom needs is one of the most incredible aspects of having Cabinet Pro help you operate your business at maximum efficiency. We can include this drawing in an individual cabinet cut list, as a finished cabinet, or as an exploded cabinet. Cabinet Pro can generate the drawing and cut list for just your face frame, generate the drawing and full cut list for each individual cabinet, and generate batched cut list reports for all cabinets in one or more selected rooms. Here we have a cut list for parts made from lumber, or parts made from your panels, where we have chosen to display the sides that should be edge banded next to each part. The Panel Material Summary Report shows how many panels are required, as well as how many full rips are to be expected. This report feeds both our classic Panel Optimizer for panel saws and our Premium Panel Optimizer for CNC operations. Our purchased thickness is displayed rather than our finished thickness, and a host of other information is reported, such as lineal feet of each material, waste, and the parts contained within those panels. Cabinet Pro also produces a parts lineal summary report for lumber and for panels. as well as files that can be sent to your TigerStop, razor gauge, or Omga machines, showing where stiles and rails intersect each other. In fact, the points where stiles and rails intersect each other is shown directly on the cut list in order to make face frame assembly easier. These intersections are displayed directly under the face frame dimension. If we do not want those intersections showing, we simply turn them off. Each cut list, drawer report, and door report may be in inch mode or millimeter mode. Cabinet Pro produces door reports for manufacturing by door, showing all the parts associated with each door, as well as its panel, frame, and edge details, if any. Notice our measurements are in millimeters this time. Each cut list may be sorted independently of each other. We can show all parts, including our door parts, individually grouped, showing all dimensions and sorted according to those sorting options. Cabinet Pro also produces door reports for ordering doors where just the dimensions of the door are given without its parts. Cabinet Pro produces a host of other reports such as cabinet summary reports, drawer box reports, edge banding reports, laminate reports, labels for cabinets, labels for parts for your cut list, and labels for parts after optimization, all automatically and with minimal effort. We may send our panel cut list directly to the Classic Optimizer for use with a panel saw. Or if we are sending our panel cut list to the Premium Panel Optimizer for CNC processing, we can optimize according to CNC requirements to generate CNC code directly.
Thank you for watching. I hope that was informative for you. What we're going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and show you a few more details of the about the cutlass reporting abilities of Cabinet Pro and Door Pro. And again, this might be in face frame mode, but the only reason why we're dealing with face frames at this point as opposed to frameless is because it's more complicated, face frame construction, that is. So with what you're about to see, just know that if we're dealing with frameless cabinetry, you're going to have the pretty close to the exact same options on frameless cabinetry, or face frame cabinetry, excuse me. All right, let's go to screen share. Now, yesterday when I went to screen share, we had a glitch and the program locked up and I had to get out of it and come back into it. So if that happens again, just be patient and I will exit this and come back into it and hopefully we'll be working fine, but we'll see. Okay, so we have a job loaded and it looks like we're in frameless mode. Up on the top right-hand side here, you'll see the construction method is frameless. And again, Cabinet Pro supports both face frame and frameless. And by the way, you can have face frame and frameless cabinets in the exact same room if you want, and also have face frame and frameless portions of a cabinet in the same cabinet. In other words, like in a oven cabinet, for example, you might want part of that where the oven is to be a face frame and the rest of the cabinet to be frameless. So that's possible as well. So let's go right to the reports. So if I click reports here, we are immediately met with a report selection screen. Now on this screen, even though we're not going to be covering all of these in detail at all, I do at least want to go through some of these reports so that you know what is possible here. And then we're going to go directly to the cutlass reports. First, inventory reorder report. That's extremely useful because it allows you to know or be told when it's time to order a particular item. Whatever that item is, doesn't really matter. You have a certain point at which a certain reordering point where the program will tell you that this particular part or this particular item or this particular panel needs to be reordered now, because the program will know, because of your input, how long it takes to arrive at your location. We have cutlass reports, which we're going to be pushing in a moment, but over here we also have our bidding reports. And our bidding allows us to not just give one immediate bid, taking into consideration just about every single item in a job, so that you can't get nickel and dime to death, but not just giving one bid, but usually people will set the program up to give 3 different bids, kind of like good, better, and best. And that's done immediately. But we won't cover that now because that's for a different time. And by the way, we do have videos, a number of videos on our website at www.cabinetpro.com that you can go to and look at quite a few different videos on various aspects of the program. At any rate, this is a single part CNC file. And even if you don't have a CNC router and you have Cabinet Pro Standard, which is the non-CNC version, still allows you to do everything that the CNC version does, because a lot of times our customers might not have a CNC router in the beginning, might be thinking about getting one in a year or two, and so they purchase our standard version and then upgrade later on. Well, this allows the fact that we have our CNC version as part of the standard version, so that you can do everything with the standard version that you can do with the CNC, except, of course, generate the actual code. It really helps in setting the program up for your future CNC router, and also allows you to find out and test and see exactly what you would be getting when you do upgrade. This single part CNC file button is a pretty cool button. It was suggested by one of our customers in Canada. And what he suggested was that rather than having to find a particular part that might be thrashed in the middle of of processing parts, why not have one big file with all the various parts by name, that if we destroy an adjustable shelf from cabinet number 3, section number 2, that we can just go to that part immediately and generate the code for it and cut it out quickly without having to think too much in the middle of a busy day. Nested CNC Direct goes directly to our optimizer, our panel optimizer for CNC operations. Optimization Direct goes to the same thing, except that we don't go to the CNC code, and we also could go directly to the panel optimizer that is for a panel saw, giving full rips and or full crosscuts instead of a nested CNC router where all the parts are just put in there anyway, for any old way for the CNC router to cut out at its leisure. And cutlass reports. So let's go to the cutlass reports, which is what this video is about. It's thinking for a moment. Now, in the video, we talked about drawer box report. Well, what does that look like? If you make your drawer boxes and you generate a drawer box report, then this could be in either inches or millimeters. This happens to be in inches. This actually, it could be in inches, fractional format like we see right now. It could be in decimals, or it could be in millimeters. But here we've chosen to give the drawer box dimensions, the drawer side dimensions, the drawer end dimensions, if you have any of the size, by the way. If you have a meta box, then that would be a blank column, and your drawer bottom dimensions. Now, what if you, and there's quite a few of them here, actually. Now, what if you do not make drawers, but you buy your drawers instead? Well, you just tell us you don't want to include your drawer parts and do the same thing all over again. And now we have a drawer box report that you can send to your drawer box manufacturer. And you could either have quantity, height, width, depth, or you can reverse these two. How do you reverse these two? You guessed it, by the sorting and formatting options here, where we can say display the height first and the width second, or reverse the two. Do the width first and the height second. We can also, in every single report that we have, we also have the capability of sorting the data however we may want. So if I wanted to sort it by drawer box width first and then height, we could set it the way it is now. If I want to do it by height first, then width, I could click this button, or excuse me, that sort number 2, and then click sort number 1, and those two will swap places. Now, the program will sort according to height first, and then within that group, it'll sort according to width and then depth. These are all sorts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all subsets of the sort above it. And the best way to see what exactly is happening is just to do it. So now we have all of our heights sorted first, and the width sorted second. Now we can go from big to small or from small to big. So those are, we have sorting capabilities, either descending or ascending. We can tell the program how we want to display things. If we want drawer box dimensions or drawer front dimensions, or neither. And I've just been told that we are running out of time. So let me get back and stop sharing this.